There you go.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? WGO, how y'all living, man? Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's college football time. It's college football, baby. And we here to bring it to you first formation the way we like to bring it. Get ready. It's about to go down. Let's go.
Check it out, yo. Feel the rhythm on the bass mark. Better feel the rhythm on the bass mark. Hip and the drum and come around run test me. Pump it up,
Man, give it to my boy Trey, man. That boy is talented, y'all. Y'all saw that? If y'all ain't checking that out, man, my boy Trey over there is talented. Hey, bro, man, shout out to you. I salute you. That was fire. That was on point, boy. They gonna be calling my man. Hold on, my bad. I lost my seat, man. I was so excited over there. Man, I almost fell out my seat. Man, they're gonna be calling this man over here on ESPN. Man, we might lose Trey, man, because they gonna want that dude over there on ESPN, First Take, and all them get up. They're gonna be looking for that man, man. I'm telling y'all, it is what it is. But hey, that was tight, Trey. I ain't gonna lie, that was dope. That was mad dope. That was mad dope. But hey, let's get into it, man. It's college football. So I'm gonna say, me and Trey, we gonna say officially college football started off, even though we know last week was kind of the first week / half week. What up, Eric? / half week of college football, because we know about the huge upset of Florida State versus Georgia Tech. We all saw that 24-21 Georgia Tech upset Florida State in a neutral ground over in Ireland, Dublin, Ireland. So we'll get to that. But this is an official week because all the teams play. Every team in the NCAA plays, and all the other divisions and all of that. All of them. Everybody plays this weekend. It's a bunch of games, and they going down starting tonight. Let's go, man. 4 ranked teams in the top 25. 4 ranked teams in the top 25 play tonight. Then we got one team play tomorrow, and a lot of people make sure y'all tune in to 28 minutes to music. For what?
What?
For what, Eric?
I guess that's why you asked me the question if we was talking specifically college, because I just seen something that popped up. So
yeah. That's why I asked. Yeah. That's why. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I made some things happen. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, but
I was in a lab. I didn't even know it popped up.
Yeah,
okay,
I got you. That's why I asked. You got it. Them, I mean, 11 ranked Tigers. What is that? Will y'all stay 11th ranked, Eric? That's the question. See, this is the thing. Guess what? Guess who's ranked 10th on last weekend? Florida State.
That part.
Florida State. They was ranked 10th. And they're going to go into the next week, Monday, because they play on Monday, Boston College. They're going to stay 10th on Monday, on Labor Day. But come Tuesday, it's going to be a different. They definitely won't be 10th. Don't be like Florida State.
But Mizzou, who's Mizzou playing this week? Who's Mizzou got?
They got Mizzou plays. I got it for you right here. Hold on. Oh, they play tonight, right? They got
that's what he's saying. 28 minutes.
Murray State, bro. Murray State, bro. I mean, there's no need. Why would we watch that game, bro? Why would we watch that game? Really, there's no games tonight, Trey, in my opinion, that's really worth watching. But I'm going to watch my boy Prime Time. I'm going to watch Coach Prime because that's my boy right now.
I'm going to wait, and I'm going to say what I got to say in reference to Colorado and all that type of stuff. He said it's a confidence game.
It's fact. That's fact. I agree. It's a confidence game.
I don't know. Is it a confidence game? Is that what
Murray
saying?
State? Yeah, Murray State.
Murray State. Murray State might potentially catch somebody slipping. So I'll give it that. I'll give it that.
North Carolina State and Western Carolina University have kicked off at 0-0 first quarter. 14:50 left in the first quarter, so they just started. They kicked off with West Carolina University with the ball. So just so y'all know, that game has kicked off. But yeah, it's a confidence game. We get it, and a lot of teams are playing confident games. It's just unfortunate not all teams are playing confident games. Ain't that right, Trey? Because come Sunday,
Oh, we good.
LSU. Oh, y'all good? Y'all good?
So what just like we talked about on the morning show the other day, what we have to take into consideration is that USC, true enough, USC is in a new conference, true enough, a stronger conference than what they last were in. They're without their Heisman Trophy quarterback. That's true. And they started with a new one in Miller Moss, who has been in the USC organization for 3 years. So you have that going in. He has a couple of weapons here and there. A new retooled defense with a new retooled defensive coordinator in Lynn. So I'm feeling on high hopes. On the flip side of that, LSU yes, they have Les Miles. Not Les Miles. What's his name? I can't think of it. His brother's a coach too. They have their same coach, high power offense type coach. But they are Neuheiser, who has been in the organization the same as Miller Moss, is taking over at quarterback. They don't have Daniels there. Their last try is Heisman Trophy winner. So basically, I'm trying to find out when they lost not one but two top 10 receivers. Number one pick receivers in the NFL draft and their quarterback. So how they come back in as a number 10, I don't know. I'm not going to I can't. There's no reason to justify, but I think.
You talking about Florida State?
No, I'm talking about not Florida. It's number 13. LSU comes back to number 13. So with that being said, I think it's nowhere to hide. Like I can't sit up. This is going to be posted. It's going to be out there. It's live, so it's going to be recorded. It's going to say on my page and all the other areas.
Just so you know, mine too.
I think we got a dub. I'm not worried. I am not worried. I think we're gonna.
Y'all getting the dub in the Valley?
Yeah, we're gonna. No, we don't go to the Valley. It's a neutral ground.
Oh, you said that in Vegas, right?
They're gonna be at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. So
Vegas, that's right.
Yeah, I think we good. I think we get a W.
Okay. Well, we shall see. And they're not the only ones. There's a couple of other teams that are facing some big games this weekend. That's not that game. LSU versus USC is Sunday. That's a 6:30 game. It's prime time. Nobody else is playing on Sunday, so that game is going to be a well televised game on Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then the other big game, that's two ranked teams playing is number 14th ranked Clemson and number 1 ranked Georgia on Saturday at prime time. Oh no, they playing at 11 in the morning. Ooh. They got 11 o'clock game on Saturday. Okay. That's right after game day. That's right after college game day. Oh, they got that big game. Ooh, okay. All right. Well, all right. And then the other game was Notre Dame ranked number 7th versus 20 ranked Texas A&M. That's Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Those are the big games that are happening this week that are two teams that are playing ranked against each other. There are other ranked games, which we will definitely get back into. But as for tonight, y'all should take this show to TikTok. The viewers would be crazy.
What?
That's a good idea.
You know what? Appreciate you, Eric. You know what I'm saying? Thank you,
right, bro. You so right about that, Eric. Appreciate you. Let's get it. We're gonna definitely do that. We're definitely gonna put that in the queue. But right now, Western Carolina is playing North Carolina State. I'm choosing North Carolina State to get this dub. They're ranked 24th. Again, things will change after Monday on Tuesday because of the fact Florida State's lost and anybody else. That part, Eric, I'm so with you, bro. Florida, because of Florida State loss, a lot of the teams that are below Florida State should bump up. So I'm taking North Carolina State. Kansas is playing Lindenwood. Kansas ranked 22. Lindenwood. I'm sorry, Lindenwood. I don't even know where's Lindenwood at, Trey?
I don't even know.
That part. So, I've never even heard of this. This is the first time I've even heard of this school.
So the
I ain't never
Lindenwood Lions are in the Big South, the OVC, the what's that? The Valley Conference.
that
So
part,
it's,
Eric. Nobody knows that part. Like, I ain't never heard of this school ever. but I'm taking kids. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, sometimes say you never know what'll happen. I don't foresee Kansas losing to the Lions in this aspect. But
if they lose, they can never show their face nowhere. People don't even know where Lindenwood is. How in the world do you lose to a team that don't nobody even know where it's at?
Somewhere knows. So if it's a university, some kids are going to it. They representing they're wearing their colors. They got their pride going on. So somebody knows what's going on. Lindenwood is actually in St. Charles, Missouri. So Eric, you know what I'm saying, just on the other side, he said my parlay better hit the
I know that's right, bro.
So Lindenwood is in St. Charles, Missouri. So they're in the Central. So I mean that part is when you look at it, but I mean, like you said, 22 ranked Kansas. Will Lindenwood, like, the worst that could happen is Kansas put them on the schedule. Lindenwood goes to Kansas, smacks Kansas up, drops them out the top 25, and get paid for doing it.
So this is my thing, right? And I feel where you're going with this, right? Because we all know Kansas is a Big 12 team. Kansas is not a football powerhouse. Know that. Kansas is a basketball powerhouse. Kansas has only been recognized for football for the past couple of seasons, maybe. Kansas has never really been a powerhouse football team while like in the Big 12. Never have. We've put up 60-something points on them before in a game to 0. You know, and like Kansas, we've done that. As OU, we've beat the brakes off Kansas. They're ranked 22nd. However, like you said, if Lindenwood carry their behind up in Kansas and put even if the game is close, Trey, I feel like Kansas should drop, in my opinion. If the game is close, you lose to a team that don't nobody know who they are, but the people who go to that school, bro. That part, bro, you should drop. Next, we got number 12 ranked Utah. Now, let me talk about these Utes, man. Where did the Utah Utes come from? What conference? Was they over there in the Pac-12 with y'all?
Yes, they were. The Pac-12?
Yep, that's what I thought. So the Utah Utes, right? So for some of us, like myself and Trey, my counterpart right here, my frat brother, we watched College Game Day. We watched it on a regular. We watched it last Saturday. I saw a great deal of commentators from College Game Day, sorry about that, state that Utah, because they're now in the Big 12, that they were going to win the Big 12 conference. That right there was shocking to me. Because again, as I stated earlier, if y'all watched our show from the other day, I stated to my compadre right here, Trey, Baylor is still over in the Big 12. Oklahoma State is still over in the Big 12. TCU is still over in the Big 12. Iowa State is still over in these are teams that are formidable. They're not no slouches over there. So for these announcers or these commentators to have the audacity to bring they behind on national TV and say that Utah from the Pac-12 come to the Big 12 and win the division? Win the conference?
The Big 10.
Bruh.
Oh, yeah, Utah, you're right, Big 12. Yeah, so
that is a smack in the face to Oklahoma State, Baylor, TCU, Iowa State. That's a smack in the face for you. That's like somebody saying, that's like the audacity. Yeah, that part, Eric. The audacity for them to say that. That's like somebody coming in your house, beating you up in your own house, and kicking you out your house. But it's your house. You pay the mortgage. You live there. You've been living there. But he come in, beat your behind, and tell you to get out your house, kick you out your own house. Where they do that at?
So
where they do that?
So when you look at it, right, it's I mean, Utah is a formidable player. Like Utah isn't a
Say that
scrub.
because they came out the Pac-12 though. Who did they play, Trey?
But I say that because they legitimately was a top tier team. You know, someone else who's in the the Pac-12. I mean, that's in the Big 12 that isn't getting the same notoriety as Utah, but presumably could be just as effective. It could cause as much problems. Arizona is another.
You know what? I will go with Arizona before I go with Utah. In my personal opinion, I would go with Arizona before I go to Utah. But I didn't. Hasn't Colorado gone back to the Big 12 too?
Colorado is back in the Big 12. Yes,
they went back to the Big 12. So that's for them to put Utah so high, Arizona before you. Absolutely. Alvin, absolutely. For them to put Utah, and I'm not sleeping on Utah. Utah has a decent team. But for you to sit here and say that they're gonna go over to a whole nother conference and win the conference, that's disrespectful, Trey. That's disrespectful. But that ain't the only team that they did that with. I don't know what these commentators, I don't know what that love they got for that damn Pac-12, but they need to get rid of it, bro. Because for whatever reason, the same thing they said about Utah going to the Big 12, they said about the same thing about Oregon going to the Big 10. No, CC.
I'm telling you, Utah is a problem, bro.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see who Utah got this week. They playing Southern Utah tonight.
They play tonight, yeah.
If
Utah was to craft the bed tonight, then you're saying all bets off. But Utah and Arizona can be problematic in the Big 12. Two, like we talked about Kansas, we know they're the 22nd ranked team, but Kansas also has a good quarterback. Like Daniels has been down. He's been there a long time, but he's taken some injuries. But when he has played, he has been effective. So if he can get back to that when Kansas was clicking on all cylinders like 2 years ago before he got his injury, Kansas might be problematic as well. But don't sleep on Utah and don't sleep on Arizona is the biggest things in which I see.
I'm not. That's the thing. I'm not sleeping on anybody because I feel like any Saturday, just like any given Sunday, somebody could take the L when they weren't expected to, as we saw in Florida State. Yes, I will continue to keep mentioning that because that happened. However, Anthony, boy, you wrong for that. But this is my thing, right? Again, you got Oregon going to the Big Ten, USC going to the Big Ten. And you got Oregon coming out winning the conference. Now, this is the conference with Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan. And Oregon is going to go over there and win the conference once again. I don't know what's going on with the Pac-12 people. Why they got so much love for these damn Pac-12 teams. But they are really on a bandwagon, bro. Like the Pac-12, they make it seem like the Pac-12 had some dominance over there, and they did. Michigan did.
So what it is? This is what we have
may not be playoffs. Right? I don't know.
This is not any cap.
And Michigan is over in the Big Ten. That too, Michigan.
This is not bias or or anything like that. When you look at it, USC, Oregon, Washington are teams that have had some been good. Oregon has been the best of the teams. Honestly, USC hasn't been that for a while.
They've been the most consistent.
Yeah, there you go.
Oregon has been the most consistent.
Oregon has been the most consistent Pac-12 team. Utah had his emergence to where they was a issue, and then after that you have. If I was to say
Watch Penn State.
For the record order, I would see the top 5 teams, the top echelon from the Pac-12 teams that were the top 6, not in any specific order. It was Oregon, USC, Washington, Utah, recently Arizona, and then I go as far as to say, Oregon State wasn't that bad either. So
yeah, the Ducks are not the Ducks.
So that is, saying That is the biggest thing. Now, when you look at it, you see they split. You see the Big Ten only went after what was considered to be the top tier teams in the Pac-12, which is USC, Oregon, Washington, and then honestly, in my opinion, I think
Washington went to Big Ten too.
Yes, Washington's over there as well. So they and then UCLA was the other one that just
UCLA. Okay. Oh, so 4 teams went to the Big Ten.
Yeah, Arizona, Utah, and Colorado went to the Big 12.
Big 12. Yeah,
and then some teams, a couple of them went to the 8, and then like Stanford, Cal, and I think Arizona State, went to the ACC, and then the other 2 teams, which is Oregon State and Washington State, are still considered the Pac-12, but they're like a defunct conference at this point.
Okay. I don't know, bro. Like, and I get it. Just like us, we doing predictions and stuff like that, and in our, we predicting the games for the night and stuff of that nature. Again, Utah's playing Southern Utah tonight, so that should be an easy win for them. I definitely don't see them losing that game. But then we have Missouri, 11th ranked Missouri versus Murray State. So this is our boy Eric Small's team, Missouri, 11th ranked Missouri. We know after Monday, after Florida State plays their game on Monday against Bowling Green. What'd I say? Bowling Green?
Yeah, Bowling Green.
Bowling Green. After they play their game, of course, Florida State is going to drop, despite the fact of what they do to Bowling Green.
No, Boston College.
Boston College. Whatever. Despite the fact of what they do to Boston College on Monday, Florida State going to drop because they lost to an unranked team, Georgia Tech. So Missouri's probably going to jump up in the rankings as long as they do what they're supposed to versus Murray State. I am predicting Missouri to win tonight versus Murray State. I don't see them having a problem. None of the games tonight are even really worth talking about in regards to upsets. If it's an upset, it's going to be true. Oh, CC in the building. What up, CC?
What up with it, man? I hear y'all talking. Boy, y'all talking reckless.
What? How we talking regular? Man, don't do that.
You don't think Utah?
Hey,
you don't think
I ain't seen you in a while. Don't come in here talking reckless. Don't be telling me I'm talking reckless. I ain't seen you in a minute.
You don't think Utah can run through that soft 12 now? The Big 12 or whatever? What is it?
The Big 12. They still the Big 12, but
they soft now.
Hold on. So you telling me Baylor is soft?
Yeah.
Really?
When Baylor done something?
Baylor was just in the Big 12 championship 2 years ago.
That's 2 years ago. We talking about right now.
Baylor. So you calling Oklahoma State soft?
Oklahoma State, they gonna be a little tough, but not as
tough.
tough.
You calling TCU tough? Soft? TCU soft?
Yeah, they soft. They had one hot year. They had one hot year.
Come on, CC.
But they had one hot year out of 40. Come on, man.
Got me choking.
I'm saying they had one hot year. Come on,
and
man.
You gonna call Iowa State is trash too, huh? The Cyclones.
They can't score. The Iowa teams can't put the ball in the end zone when it count, man. Against formidable opponents.
You do know that's where Brock Purdy came from, right?
Yeah, but
okay.
What? We never heard of Brock Purdy till he was.
We heard of Brock Purdy. Don't do that. We heard of Brock Purdy.
I'm just saying, man.
We heard of Brock Purdy.
I'm just saying, man.
Let's not do that. Brock Purdy. Everyone knew who Brock Purdy was.
Stop it.
Man,
everybody knew him as Mr. Irrelevant, man. Stop it. They didn't know
who he was because he was in my.
They didn't know him before that.
I agree. I knew who he was. That's why I knew who he was. I can't agree with never mind TCU. Alvin, I don't know what CC talking about. TCU.
I'm telling you, they soft, man. Man, Colorado had 4 wins last year. What was one of them?
TCU.
TCU should have ran through them, but they didn't. But they didn't.
That was the first game of the season. Wasn't that the first game of the season? Wasn't that the first game of the season?
It's still soft.
Florida State lost to Georgia Tech last week.
Florida State make it worse.
Florida State lost to Georgia Tech. They lost to Georgia Tech last week. Florida State lost to Georgia Tech last week.
But look, That's what Florida State get though. I don't even feel bad for them. I don't even feel bad for Florida State. Like,
why not?
show up and show out. You know what I'm saying? Or get embarrassed. I mean,
That
for real.
part, because that's
Like-
pretty much what happened. And y'all was on neutral ground. Y'all was in Dublin, Ireland, and y'all
No.
lost.
But I heard you say something also about the teams like Oregon going to the Big Ten. Man, look, Oregon gonna be tough no matter what because they got that speed. Yo, everybody don't want to. Hey, everybody want to run every day, but everybody don't want to hit every day. So those teams that don't want to hit,
He said that.
Oregon
Everybody
gonna
want
eat
to
them
run
up
every
all
day, but
day.
everybody don't want to hit every day.
Everybody don't want to hit every day. You know what
That's
I
a
mean?
different animal, boy. You ain't never lied about that. That's a different animal.
It's a lot of missed tackles. It's a lot of missed tackles.
But do you really? So it's safe to say, CC, you feel like Oregon's gonna win the Big Ten? Are you?
I'm not gonna say they go. Man, come on, man. Michigan tough. Ohio State gonna be tough. That's if they run into them, that's gonna be their toughest opponents right there. Like that's gonna be real tough to beat them.
Mhm.
But like I say, if you're gonna miss tackles, you're gonna lose against Oregon, man. You're gonna lose if you're gonna miss tackles.
They got
If you can
speed. I
tackle-
can't deny that. They got mad speed. They keep track stars on their team. I'm not gonna lie.
And I don't know if the Big Ten ready for that kind of speed though. Like they don't really necessarily. They quarterbacks be the fastest. You know what I'm saying? They quarterbacks are the fastest. Like when you look at Ohio State's quarterbacks are faster than the receivers that you get in and stuff in the Big Ten a lot of times, and the running backs that you get in the Big Ten. So when you look at it, that Oregon speed could change some things. I think the speed coming out of the Pac-12 is what's going to catch a lot of people slipping.
Okay, that's fair. We're gonna see. I mean, but then this is my thing. The elements, CC, the elements to play in Michigan, to play possibly in Ohio State, to play in those elements, bro. Do you think Oregon or USC, any of those teams, could possibly be able to play in the elements like that? Those
Yeah
are teams
and no.
talking about. Okay, I'm listening. All right.
Yeah
let's
and
go.
no, right?
I'm listening.
Like Oregon has the advantage because they got a lot of that weather, man.
Which Trey spoke about the other day. That's
They got
that thing.
They got a lot of that, but when you look at it, speed transfer no matter what, right? The cold, the rain, all those elements that you're gonna probably face when you see some of those Midwestern and Eastern teams. I don't think it's gonna be that much of an effect or that much of a difference because of the talent gap. Man, you gotta understand, with that speed is coming, it's some talent coming with it. Like, these ain't no slouches. Like, I know the Pac-12 ain't been what it used to be, you know, but it's still been strong enough to cultivate a lot of pro players, man. So you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, they create next level players, and I think next level players they find whatever medium they need, you know, to be successful out there on the field. So I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
Who do you think? That fact that you said that brings me something else. That was just, if I may, who do you think was a couple of next level players that just came out the Pac-12?
Well, next level players that came out, man. First of all, look at Caleb Williams, right? I mean,
He's trash. He's
saw
not
him-
gonna do nothing. Don't
Look.
CC. He's trying to reel you
Look.
in, bro.
I'm
Don't
not
listen.
look,
It's
look,
real. It's
y'all
real.
know
It's
me.
real.
Y'all know me. I'm not a huge Caleb Williams guy, but
Me.
what I've seen in preseason,
He wasn't bad.
like I know he ain't playing against the everybody yet, but man, some of the
Don't jump on
Okay.
that bandwagon, CC.
no.
Don't
I'm
do
saying-
it, man.
I'm saying I slept on his intangibles. I did not know that he could be that cold, rolling out one way, throwing all the way across his body like that. I didn't know that he had instincts the way that he have instincts, man. I didn't know he had the intangibles like that, Bishop. I'm not gonna lie. I slept on that.
I'm gonna tell you like this, right? This is my thing about Caleb, right? I feel like Caleb is going to be Caleb. Caleb is going to show his true. Now, Is he gonna have some highlights? Yeah, he probably will. But is Caleb gonna be the savior for Chicago? No, he is not.
Well, I'm not
He's-
saying all that.
He's not.
But so-
He's not going to do CC. He's
So-
not
so
CC.
let me
Trey,
ask
he's
you a
not
question.
going to do. He's not going to do better than Justin. He's not.
You don't think he? I don't.
So
Well, Justin not gonna even play. Like Justin not
So
gonna even play.
in regard to the show, to keep it into the college
Right.
but to go with what y'all was just saying, do you think who was a better college player? I mean, of course, we know Caleb got a Heisman, but what the tangibles in which we speak of, were they on display more so in college than what Justin Fields provided in college? What made him a top a number one draft pick,
Again,
a first round draft pick?
again, do not ignore the fact Caleb was in the Pac-12. Justin was over in the Big Ten. Two. You got to keep that. That plays a factor.
So,
but
no.
I
So Justin went through. It was just like Caleb went from the Big 12 to the Pac-12. Justin went from the SEC to the Big 10.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's fair. So which one had the hardest road travel?
Caleb.
Justin. Hell, CC.
So this is why I say this, right?
Easy.
Because Caleb had to play from the dirt. Like he was Rattler. That was Rattler's team because Rattler had that debacle against
And Rattler got beat out by Caleb. That's why Rattler left. No, that's why Rattler left That's why Rattler left OU to go to South Carolina. Yes.
Yeah, but he was benched previously in the same season after the Red River shootout that Caleb Williams came back from.
Right.
So
Yeah.
think about that. Like, so
Agreed.
I think Caleb was all right? Like he didn't have what he needed to repeat and probably challenge for a second because we had a trash defense. USC had a trash defense. It wasn't like that.
I mean, you have a chance to repeat it for Heisman, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Go after Heisman again because he tried, but it's like it's one of those things. It's like the same thing in which I talked about the 49ers versus the Eagles. He couldn't. It's like only so much you can do offensively before if your defense ain't doing nothing, it's over. You know what I'm saying? So one side of the ball could only hold up for so long, and he was only able to hold up for so long. The defense kept on. He couldn't. He was in a shootout. He was in a shootout with Colorado. He was a shootout with Arizona. He was a shootout with Arizona State, and some of those games shouldn't even been close, and they almost lost.
Well, man, y'all making good points, but the biggest thing is Caleb Williams. I don't think was on the level of a Justin Fields. Like, I didn't think so. Like, I didn't think he was on the level of a Justin Fields.
Who did Justin Fields lose to in the Heisman races?
Say what?
Who got, because Justin didn't win the Heisman. So who did he not win? Who was he up against for the Heisman during the Heisman seasons?
Who did he lost?
You know, was it wasn't Trevor Lawrence there?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Was Trevor Lawrence still in school?
Was it Trevor or was it Joe Burrow?
I was like, Trevor and Joe both was in school, right? Like, but
right.
I'm just saying, like,
during that time frame,
like,
it might have been both of them. Yeah, it might have been.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it might have been both of them. Yeah,
like
but
Justin was in school when they was in school, man.
Right. It was Burrow. Yeah, that's my thing. I was thinking it was Joe Burrow. I think that's the year Joe. And this is the thing, right? Again, I hope Caleb has a good season, man, because everybody's putting so much pressure on Caleb Williams to be this savior for Chicago. They really are. And for this dude, for him to have that much pressure on them shoulders of his is a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially knowing what we've seen Justin Fields deal with out in Chicago. We've seen what he's dealt with for the past 2-3 seasons. He's been out there.
Well, what I'm seeing is the GM actually putting the money where his mouth is and actually trying to build a team. I don't think they have all the pieces yet, Bishop, but I think, because I think right now it's too early to say, but where they are in the division. But what I'm liking, I like what I'm seeing. Like, he on time with the football, and he hitting them. Man, he hitting them dead in the hand and stride. Now, my problem is, hey, receivers got to catch the ball, man. Like if they catch the ball, they're gonna make more than some highlights. Like they gonna hurt some feelings here and there in some games. I mean, I ain't saying they gonna, I can see them going 7-9 or something. I mean, 7-10. You know what I'm saying?
Justin Fields was in college for 3 years. He came 2018 and left in 2020 when he was drafted that year. Heisman Trophy winners during that time was Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow, and Devontae Smith.
Okay.
That year, Javonte won as wide receiver. Yeah.
So in his final year, did he not put up the numbers to beat out the receiver? In which I think that was a year where it was the watered down. Honestly, I think that was a watered down.
That was the COVID year. Come on,
I was
man.
about to say that's the COVID year. That's why. That was
the
COVID year. That was the COVID year. That was. Yeah. That's COVID year. Yeah. You can't really. Yeah. That one really. Yeah. That was COVID year. Yeah. That wasn't no fans in the stands or none of that. Yeah. That was the COVID.
Yeah. That was the COVID year.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. But this is the thing, right? Kyler Murray didn't outbeat. Of course, he wasn't gonna beat out Joe Burrow. And like he said, COVID year, like CC said, COVID year. And the thing of the matter is, right, with Justin Fields and Justin Fields and Caleb Williams in regards to, the schools in which he came from, like, keep in mind, Caleb won the Heisman at what university?
At USC.
Why didn't he win it at Oklahoma?
Because that 1 year, I told you. The only year he
played a full season. He played a full season before he went to USC. Yeah, he played a full season before he went to USC. He didn't.
I thought he took over. See, I thought his rise to fame was he took over for the other guy. Yeah. Like in the middle of the season, and then he left, right? Then he left with the coach, right?
I thought he had a full season with Oklahoma.
Nah, because when Lincoln Riley left, didn't he leave with him? Like they went together.
Right. He left. Yeah. They left together. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But Caleb Williams only played 2021 season in which he which he won the he didn't. He came in and replaced Rattler in the Red River Shootout. Came back in the Red River Shootout, and then Rattler started the next game. Didn't do well. Didn't release the position after that. So what was supposed to, and so after that, Rattler jumped in the portal, but Lincoln Riley had set up. It came out that Lincoln Riley was going to USC, and then of course it was presumed that Caleb Williams was going to transfer to USC after that. So I mean that's basically what came in. Okay.
But I think if he would have stayed at Oklahoma, the results would have been the same.
Yeah, he would have got. I feel like he would have definitely got.
After what I've seen, I think it would have been there.
So I have a question for both y'all. Still college is worst case like that, keeping it college.
North Dakota State about to score, bro.
I was just looking at something. Is OU a football as a quarterback producing organization?
They were. So I would say this, right? I'll say this.
Producers as well.
When Lincoln was there, because we had three. When Lincoln was there, we had Kyler Murray, we had Baker Mayfield, and we had Jalen Hurts. And then Jalen Hurts didn't win, but I'm saying and then Caleb Williams under Lincoln Riley. Yeah. So
so Lincoln Riley knows quarterbacks, but what else does he know? I gotta see something else.
That's the problem. He knows nothing else. He's a great.
I gotta see something else.
That's the problem with USC. They remember the name. Offensive mind.
Remember the name Miller Moss on September the 1st. Miller Moss.
Who is he? I've heard his name. I know he's the wide receiver, right?
No, he's the quarter. He's the USC's quarterback now.
Oh, okay.
He's been there since he was Clay Helton's pickup. But he's been there for 2 years under Caleb Williams.
So
we ain't worried about no Miller Moss, man.
So is he about to be the next? Is he about to, so is Caleb or is Lincoln Riley gonna make him his?
You think he go? That's what you said, Lincoln Riley.
So they don't have enough. They don't have enough weapons to for him to do that. However, I think he has an opportunity because he's technically I'm very sure he has another year eligibility because of the COVID year. So he's only been there for 3 years. This is his third year. So he should be good if he. I mean, it's going to be tough for Lincoln and Miller because it's a whole
USC because they in the Big Ten
division. It's a different division. Yeah, a conference.
No,
I mean,
to run it back. Earlier, you asked me who else out of the Pac-12 I thought that was cold. And he's showing me something a little bit, man. But he transferred over there. Bo Nix, man. Bo Nix look like Denver in a couple of years gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying?
He came out of Oregon.
That's what I'm saying. But he was at Auburn at first, right? Bo Nix was at Auburn at first.
He transferred. Yeah,
but he was asking out of the Pac-12. I'm like, Bo Nix is looking, he looking decent.
You know what? And you know what? Why I realize is the transfer portal joint has really messed some teams up in a sense, right? Because you have some top players like Daniels, who is last year's trophies winner. Jaden Daniels, last year's Heisman winner, was a transfer from Arizona State.
Yeah.
Who else we got? Jackson Dart, who is currently the Lane Kiffin's go-to and expected to help him to do something for Ole Miss, was a transfer from USC. Malachi Nelson, who is up in was it Boise? Is he in Boise? I think he went to Boise. Transferred from USC, and saying it goes on and on. Like a lot of these kids, Ward, who is out there in Miami, a transfer from Oregon State. So it's a lot. These transfers,
Ukulele or whatever.
Yeah, transfer from Clemson, Oregon State.
This is third season. This is third season.
Yeah, it's like all these things. Hell, even Dylan Gabriel, another transfer, saying UCF to Oklahoma. Now he's at Oregon. So it's like all these kids are being able to transfer into situations that might give them an edge. And then, of course, with the extensions, like another reason why we keep on saying Utah is going to be tough. Cam Rising has been in the league has been a college football player for 7 years. He has experience. Him and Dylan Gabriel.
That's ridiculous when you say that, but that's where it is now. But that's where it is.
God, 7 years?
7 years of eligibility
that's crazy, bro.
Pursue your sport. Like
his whole it's a bunch of
but let's just keep
coming
it real.
Into the league 25 years old, 26
that's
years
what I'm saying. So amongst that, you there, right? But when you get into the league, you still got to go through the growing pains. So it's still going to even out, right? Like you might be, you might have played 7 years in college and be well experienced, but it's still gonna be a learning curve. It's still gonna be things to learn. I remember we talking college. He went to Oklahoma, didn't he? I forgot. Well, he was a quarterback, but he was like 28 years old and he went to the pros and he didn't last long. Oh man, didn't he win the Heisman Trophy too? Or he was a Heisman Trophy and runner-up or something?
Was it Josh Heupel?
Heupel, that's his name.
Josh
Heupel, right?
Josh Heupel.
Heupel, right?
Right, Josh Heupel. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, that's the year he won. He won the Heisman and got scrubbed up by USC. They was like, okay, that's what we doing, and smacked them up in the national championship game. Yeah. So currently, of course, like Bishop was saying earlier, Kansas is up 7-0 on Linden. Missouri, as Eric was saying, up 7-0 on Murray State. NC State and Western Carolina tied 7-7. That's that life that Western. Like I said, we pay for these teams to come through, and then they smacked us up and walk away all our cash.
Yeah, North Carolina State just scored in North Dakota State is up on Colorado 3-0.
Okay, see, so
3-0. Your next Heisman is Dylan Gabriel. We gonna see, man.
So you know what? I was big on Dylan Gabriel when he was at UCF. So when he went to Oklahoma, I was like, "Oh snap! There might be a problem," because Dylan Gabriel was a problem at UCF because Dylan Gabriel then was what Cincinnati and who else was that? And Boise State was when he's talking about the other Big Five, the other conferences. Dylan Gabriel had USC in those positions when they had who was his coach? He played quarterback at Nebraska.
Oh, Frost.
Yeah, Frost was his coach. So when
Frost.
he had Frost as his coach, Dylan Gabriel was a problem in UCF. And it just continued. Like they had a couple of quarterbacks that was there. I think KJ Jefferson might have been one. So they had a lot of issues that problems. But then Dylan Gabriel had that huge injury that probably they thought he was going to be able to play it again. Hell, they didn't think he was going to live. And he put himself back in position, went to Oklahoma, and then left Oklahoma with, I guess, on a graduate degree, on a graduate scholarship or as a graduate to go play at Oregon, putting himself in a better position, a top 3 ranked team, a new division where they're going to play, like we was talking about looking at the other day, they're going to have a lot of ranked games. Like it's set up for them. We're going to see, but I don't understand. At one point, I looked at Dylan Gabriel like, okay, he's a problem, but is he really? Is that like, is he? Why is Oregon ranked so high? And is Dylan Gabriel the real deal now?
Oh, touchdown! Touchdown, Colorado. Is that? Yep, Travis Hunter. His first touchdown.
Oh, I didn't get a chance. You know what? I think Colorado's going to lose tonight.
No, they're not.
Oh, whoa. They can't lose tonight. Not after all the hype. They can't lose tonight.
No, they're not gonna lose tonight.
I think Colorado's going to tonight.
No. So no. I'm picking Colorado. Travis Hunter just scored a touchdown, 41 yards. Colorado, yeah. Nah, I don't see Colorado losing. I don't. Yeah. Do you think this seat though, CC, is Deion on the hot seat?
No.
No.
Deion's job is safe because one, you bring a lot of attention, and attention brings money, and it's a business. Like you gotta understand, college football is a business too. So, hey, you're getting the most bang for your buck with Deion being there. One thing that you gotta hope though is that they don't have another 4 and whatever season. You know what I mean? You gotta start seeing some wins.
Is he on the hot seat if he has a losing season?
No.
No?
I think
He's not on the hot seat. It's warming up.
I think he got 4 good ones. You feel what I'm saying? Like as long as it's not a 4-win season. Like if they win 5 or 6, then they progress it. You know?
But you got to keep this in mind though, CC. I hear what you're saying. You're saying he got 4 years. He's been there a year. This is his second season. But this season, after this season, he's losing Travis Hunter, he's losing Shador, and he's losing Shiloh. All 3 of them gone.
Probably with another corner too.
So you mean to tell, huh?
The other corner too that transferred from
right. So we talking about a whole new. Now, mind you, Deion only knows Shador as his quarterback. He's been coaching Shador since high school. So Deion knows no other quarterback but Shador. He was out there in HBCU with his daddy, came over to Colorado with his daddy. He was in high school with his daddy. Deion knows no other quarterback. None.
When Deion retired, what happened? You know what I'm saying? When Deion left college, what happened? Florida State didn't just fold tent and say, "Oh, Deion gone and we done." It's more talent, man. You're gonna find the talent.
You can't compare a player with a coach.
But you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that even without Deion's talent, Florida State still went on. And they produced more talent, right? The likes of the Derrick Brooks and Derrick Brooks and Bullware and all those
Charlie
dudes,
Ward and all of them and
Charlie Ward, they still, you know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
But that's still, but like he's saying, is do you think Deion is going to still be able to? Is he going to be an effective coach?
I think
another player.
I think that's something we got to see from Deion, man. If you're a real good coach, then yeah, you're gonna find it in you, right? Like you're gonna weather the storm of the struggle. But you got to think he jumped into the coaching game spoiled, man. He came in HBCU winning championships, thinking it's gonna be easy, man. And you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he know it's gonna be some struggle. But I think the biggest thing Deion got to do is control that locker room a little bit more, man. He'll be fine. Like, man, you got too many people in the locker room. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Too many people that ain't got nothing to do with the game in the locker room.
He always got somebody. Like he had what's his name there this past week or so from the Ravens the DB
Ed Reed.
Ed Reed was out there. I think Sapp was out there at one point. Like he didn't had everybody out there.
But I'm saying the players and stuff like other players gonna give players game, man. But you see the other elements that Deion got there, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I gotta spell it out for y'all, man. He got too many rappers. He got too many weed smokers. He got too many whatever else that affect these young people, the influence on these young people in the locker room, man. And they all got money and millions and this, that, whatever, man. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, give them young people a chance, Deion. Keep that out the game. You'll be all right. They'll be all right.
I
mean, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look here, man. If you could party with what's the dude down there in Texas that be making all the noise? If you could party with Sauce Walker, you know what I'm saying? 3-4 days straight. How serious you gonna take practice, man? Come on, man. Like, come on, man. Son got to give in that aspect.
Especially at that age. Especially at that age. Yeah.
So y'all believe Shedeur is a potential Heisman? I mean, the players going to tell.
He'll be in the running. I think he could be in the running, but I don't think
he has the potential. Yeah, he has the potential to be in the running. Definitely a Heisman hopeful. He definitely has the skill set to be a Heisman hopeful. But like CC say, it all depends on how he plays. He's in the Big 12 now. We're gonna see. But he has the potential. He has the
State is in trouble. Looking like NC State is in trouble.
Yeah, West Carolina just scored again. 14-7.
It's early.
It's early. It is. It's very early. But boy, listen. This ain't how you want to start out the season, though. This is definitely not how you want to start out the season, in my opinion.
I saw somebody last week was struggling like that, but they came on with it in the end.
Oh, did they?
Was it UCF? I think it was UCF. They were struggling.
Rutgers is 24-0. I'm 24-7. So it's some early. There's some early ones that seem like it's getting a little out of hand so far. Toledo is up 21-7 over Dunquist. Arkansas is rolling through Arkansas Pine Bluff 28-0. Central Michigan is up on Central Connecticut by the score of 28-7. Bowling Green over Fordham 27-0. There at the half. Buffalo is over Lafayette currently 16-0. 22-3 UCF over New Hampshire. And then, like I said, Rutgers is up 24-7 over Howard.
But what's the man? I was watching Florida. It was the game on ABC last week.
Florida State and
FAMU. That's who it was.
FAMU. They came back and won.
But they were struggling.
They was
struggling, but they came on with it. So I think some of the teams, like everybody, not gonna make it, and we already know that. Like some teams gonna be like Florida State already upset, but was that a huge upset though? Like
yeah, Georgia Tech, they not ranked.
Florida State, we knew coming in this year they didn't have a lot of the same players they had on that, on last season where they felt like they got robbed. You know what I'm saying? Where they had a case of getting robbed. You ain't bringing back that same team.
Yeah, but remember, that's the same team. Well, not the same team, but that's the team that felt like they got, some way because they didn't make the college playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but when you look at it, a lot of the top tier teams that they got in here, like they're all different in a sense. Like, which I guess someone they had to do preseason ranking, but I don't believe in the whole Oregon thing. I don't believe in the Alabama thing. I don't believe in the Michigan thing. Like all these is hell. Even I would even go as far as say Ohio State. Like all these teams are top ranked teams. Are different. They even have different coaches. They have different players, or the top players in which they had. Like Ohio State, yeah, they brought in what's his name? The quarterback they brought in the transfer. He came in, true enough, but they're without Marvin Harrison. Where they have a top tier running back too, so they have a couple pieces over there, I guess you can say. But it's like other places, like a lot of players left. Alabama, you come in, you have to sit up and reestablish.
Coach is gone. Saban is out.
Well, Florida State been a victim of the transfer portal, man. Like some of they skilled players have transferred. You know what I mean? Like that's what you had in the reserve. That's what you're supposed to cultivate. Like the transfer portal is helping players, but it's hurting teams in certain respects because Now you don't have that depth. Remember, depth used to be a big thing in college ball, right?
Yeah, because
Right.
when you leave with someone else, you be the next man up.
Right.
Now you get past the starters, woo. You know, it's like, hey,
That's why
it's
for
like
the-
some of your pro teams. It's like just like some of your pro teams. You get past those starters, woo, boy, it's trouble.
That's why for the ACC, I'm predicting that I think Miami might win that division, might win that conference.
The Hurricanes?
Yeah, I think
They
that's
got to
Miami.
be way better than they've been in recent years. They've been getting better, but they got to be way better.
Yeah, they ain't
Like in order to win the ACC, they got to be way better.
They only have for the most part have to beat what's his name?
Ain't Clemson still there?
Yeah, Clemson. That's who they got.
They ain't winning that. I mean, if Clemson don't win it, they gonna stop them from winning it. That's the one thing I love about rivalries and the sport is that sometimes, no matter how much better you are than your rival, they'll beat you. They'll beat you. Like Bishop, being, like us both liking proteins in that East, in that, in the NFC East.
Mm-hmm.
We know how it is. Your rival can beat you at any time. So I look at it like Miami has to be way better, and I think they can beat Clemson with the right mindset.
We seen Colorado defense sucks again. Yeah, it does. They did.
Well-
North Dakota State is going down the field with no problem on their defense, man. No
North.
problem.
I called the upset already. I believe Colorado is going to have a problem with North Dakota State. And so what we got to keep in mind is North Dakota State for many, many, many years has been a juggernaut in their division. So
They have
I don't
that.
know. I
Carson
don't know.
Wentz won a championship for them in that division.
Yeah, there's always like North Dakota State was a
Somebody else
problem.
too. Oh, Trey Lance. Ain't that where Trey Lance came from? And they just scored.
In his
Nah.
year.
Wasn't
Trey
that
Lance-
Carson Wentz, right? Carson.
Yeah, Carson Wentz and Trey Lance. Both of them came.
Yeah. If Carson Wentz won a couple of there, then
You
Trey
can't
Lance.
even mention Trey Lance because he ain't done nothing. He ain't
one
do
year-
nothing in college. The
the-
man ain't do nothing.
Hey,
This
hey,
is
hey,
one dude. He got a good agent.
Let's not do that. I already know what
And he
you
got a good agent. Like
don't
Kirk
do that
Cousins.
because you know
Him
he
and Kirk Cousins must.
you know
him and
how
Kirk
he-
Cousins must have the same agent. I'm just saying.
you know he
This young
feels
man ain't done
about
absolutely
Trey Lance.
nothing.
You know this dude over here. He was real high on Trey Lance. That dude right there.
No,
So,
man.
not high on
Five
Trey Lance
interceptions.
first and
5
foremost.
interceptions in a scrub game tell you where he at. He on my Dallas Cowboys. I'm saying 5 interceptions against people you shouldn't even throw
told you Trey Lance
interceptions
was
against.
trash. I said that. I said Trey Lance
Stop
was
it.
not that dude.
5
man.
interceptions.
So what we have to keep in mind, right, is Trey Lance was underdeveloped. He was 1 year. He had
You
1
know.
year at North. He
They
had 1
all
year
underdeveloped at this
State.
point. You got to develop yourself.
He had 1
They all
year.
under- they all
He didn't have enough
underdeveloped.
games. He had 1 year. He had 1 year at North Dakota
You got
State.
to develop yourself.
For real, they all underdeveloped, man. If you
No,
look,
what I'm talking about, he had no.
offensive
He had,
coordinators, look, Trey, look.
he had no
It's
experience.
no
That's what I'm
excuses.
saying.
Like it's no excuses for
He had
none
no
of them because look, he had the best coach out of the whole deal, regardless of what
But he-
injuries
But
or
he
whatever.
had no experience. He had
But
no
regardless
experience.
of what, but what I'm
And
saying is,
I-
regardless of what injuries, he had a better coach than most of them. Like Shanahan is a heck of a coach when it comes to the quarterbacks. He's a heck of a coach when it comes to offense. Period. You learning from that guy,
But
and you
he
still didn't learn nothing.
You
You
can't-
know what I'm saying?
He
You
had
didn't
no
learn nothing.
experience. Trey Lance had no experience. He played 12 games. He had 12 games. He played 1 year at North Dakota State, and then he
But-
went to the pros.
But you ain't learned nothing.
He
All
played
I'm saying
12
is
he
you ain't
he
learned
played
nothing.
12
Whole season in. That's almost a whole season. You might want to say
Yeah,
that's
but
a-
like I said, but that's all he had compared
No.
to. That's why Brock Purdy is so much more better than him because he had more experience. He was in the Big 12.
No.
He played 3 to 4 years in the Big 12, and he was Mr. Irrelevant, but he had more experience.
Hold on, what
But
you
you
won't do,
put-
Trey? Hold on, what you will not do, Trey? Now you saying Brock Purdy is better than Trey Lance when I tried to tell you last year that Brock Purdy is better than Trey Lance? No,
So the
he
reason
not. I tried to tell you that last
mind,
night.
you have to keep in mind what I was saying is my reason for saying that is because, like CC just said, it's a business. They gave up. Do you continue to see what the Miami Dolphins got for Trey Lance? What they turned into for Trey Lance? They turned into Hill, Waddle, and Chubb, all pros. That's what they did for Trey Lance. So that's what I was looking at. That was the main reason. Like,
but Trey Lance had such. That's what I'm saying. He had such a short thing. What I'm saying is that, man, he got good agents and it's working out for him. Whatever it is, it's working out for Trey Lance. It's no knock against Trey Lance. I'm not saying he don't deserve a chance. Or maybe he'll get a chance at some point. But man, he got to show more than what he showed. Like early on in the preseason, he looked decent.
He did.
But come on, man, in a scrub game where where ain't no foot on the gas, where it ain't nothing, you throw 5 interceptions. That just says that you ain't learned nothing. Your time hanging around the game, watching. Look, here's my point. Trey Lance, Jordan Love probably just played 5 more games than him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Jordan Love had a bunch of games under his belt.
But Jordan Love was sitting down and not doing nothing. I'm saying, and he come in. I'm just saying, Trey Lance should be right there on those curves, man. He should not be where he is.
I continue to believe that when he had a minimum amount of experience, Trey, like you said, Jordan Love, true enough, but Jordan Love was a starter for 3 years at Utah State. Trey Lance was a starter for 1 year.
I see what you're saying. So you counting the college years as
that's the only thing. That's all he had. That's the only thing he had as a next level coming around.
That goes back to my original point too, though. You got to develop yourself because let's just face it.
Well,
NFL and college level, they're not more focused. They're more focused on your fan base and the things you can bring to that college than they are about your skill level. Like, if you got some talent, you making it right now.
He has some talent, but he's not. He's just not.
That's what I'm saying. He made it off the basic talents, but what has he done to elevate his?
That's what got him drafted. Is those intangibles.
You don't see him working out with Tom Brady. You don't see him asking nobody for questions. I'm just saying. What I'm saying is, you got opportunities to improve your game. They all got the same opportunities to improve their game. You know what I'm saying? We knocked Justin Fields for not improving his game, but we're going to give Trey Lance a pass? It's like, no, bro. 5 years deep, you got to have something on it. Like, what have you put on it? For real.
Justin Fields, again, played for 2 top-tier college programs. Like, we can't take away the. I'm just saying, you can't take away the fact that he doesn't have experience. Like, he played for 2, like Justin Fields played for 2 top-tier programs.
Trey Lance, did he or did he not win a championship? For
he won the 1 year he played college ball. He won a championship in the COVID year. In the COVID year at North Dakota State, he did. And so,
whoa. Now I gotta hit you with a bishop right there. See, Trey, that's what you're not gonna do. We're not gonna discredit his COVID and then count LeBron trophy, bro. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna.
No, I'm not discrediting. I'm not discrediting his COVID year. I'm just saying. I'm just making sure that understood.
No, you was real adamant about it was a COVID year.
No, I'm saying.
Well, I'm saying to prove your point.
His season was cut short, is what I'm saying.
I know, but what I'm saying is,
it was
prove your point.
And it was the players.
No, but look.
But that's
the guy good,
right? That's still
he was good. He was good enough to get the 49ers to look at him, right? That's how good you got to be. Right?
Like I said, it was his intangibles. They looked at the fact that he was a big body. He was able. He's a mobile quarterback, a big body. So they looked at it as they seen him as in the mode of Cam Newton. Like, okay, that's a big body quarterback that can move. And then look what happened. Like, that wasn't the case. He didn't have that. He got injured. He spent the majority of his rookie year injured. So I mean, but maybe it pans out. He's gonna sit behind. Like, and one of the reasons I think like his five interceptions probably came from the fact he was trying to make sure that he was gonna be on the roster. Like I
know you pressing, but at the same time, you can't do that in that moment and expect people to take you serious as far as, man, I'm coming. Like, No, you're gonna be forever a backup playing that way, man.
Yeah. He's definitely like but that.
I think Justin Fields gonna get a chance to play. I don't know if it's gonna be this year in Pittsburgh, because I expect Pittsburgh to make the playoffs.
Yeah, he ain't doing no better than Trey, to be honest.
But I think
interceptions, but he ain't doing no.
It's like Justin Fields is not looking. I mean, he didn't look good preseason at all. When we talk about, that's what I'm saying. Like we saw C.J. Stroud, he did that, but then we saw the heralded Bryce Young didn't do anything, right? And we say it's the level of the teams. Well, now I know they both, like, one team is way better than the next team, but at some point, your instincts got to take over, right? That's why they picking these quarterbacks the way that they picking them, to be more dynamic, because everybody wants that Patrick Mahomes, oh, you can flip underhanded, oh, you can just think on your feet type quarterback. But what we're starting to see is that a lot of them don't have that when you start. They have it until you start putting that pro system in their world and you got to play within a pocket at certain moments. That's when you see them lose it. Like if you let these guys just roam all over the field, oh, you're going to start winning some games. But as long as you got them structured and trying to play within something, because when you watch Caleb Williams highlights, most of them are broken plays. None of them are just in the pocket. I'm dropping dimes all day.
That's why they say plays. That's why and who do they compare him to the most in the league?
I mean, they compare him to Patrick Mahomes, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
and that's
the broken plays.
Colorado scored again.
But it's just that when you try to get them to play within the system, I think sometimes the systems are more complicated than they should be. And I think sometimes it's the people that's teaching the system. I also think that you should have a level of, no matter what level you on, greatness going to pick up us. I bet you Peyton Manning never had a problem picking up a system. I mean, no matter what system you throw at him, you feel what I'm saying?
He was horrible. Peyton Manning was horrible with his first.
Yeah, that's what he threw 28 interceptions.
Yes, sir. He threw most interceptions in a rookie season.
But by his third year, what was he doing?
Yeah, but how did
he played all 3 years too. So
that's what I'm saying. By his third year, what was Justin Fields and played what? 4 years, 3 years?
3 years going. Yeah, this is fourth season.
I mean, he done played some years, so I think it's all about the person.
So if you can, brother Holtz, in saying that, is there a development or a void when we're looking at the fact of Justin, like you said, Justin Fields? Like, let's take a look at it, right? Justin Fields and Joe Burrow came from the same institution. Like, wasn't Joe Burrow? No, Justin wasn't Joe Burrow. Didn't Joe Burrow leave because Justin Fields was given the starting position over him?
Right, I think that's what happened, right? Yeah. Ohio State, yeah.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Justin Fields. So let that sink in. Justin Fields, Ohio State felt Justin Fields was better than Joe Burrow.
Yeah, like so Joe Burrow left that year and won the title.
And all Joe Burrow was win the national championship, right?
Put up the most passing yards in the.
That he did.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So when you look at that, I'm looking at, like, when you look at it from the aspect of these college players, presumably the quarterback, because this is what we really been talking about is quarterback. Justin Fields, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, who came from Texas Tech and really wasn't heralded. Caleb Williams, who else? Trevor Lawrence, who's kind of getting lost in the sauce. Tua Tagovailoa, and you know what I'm saying, the list can go on and on. When they come in and they are considered these busts, like I see Anthony keeps on saying that Trey Lance is the biggest bust that no one's not talking about. What is that saying? Is it a draft problem, or is it from the school, or like is it the schemes? Like, what do y'all think is the issue of why these quarterbacks are not progressing in the league? Well, some of them are, but others aren't.
Yeah, but what we all know, all the quarterbacks aren't going to progress. You gonna have your handfuls that gonna come in. Your Joe Burrows, your Joe Burrows, your who else? What's a boy out of Houston? CJ Strouds. You're gonna have your handfuls that's gonna come out and flourish. And a lot of times it's some of the ones in which you really don't think may flourish. Like everybody was big on old boy out of Carolina. And he's got a lot to prove. Yeah, he's got a lot to prove. You know what I'm saying? Bryce Young got a lot to prove out there in Carolina. A lot of people was big on Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence still got a lot to prove. Trevor Lawrence, I do think he's a very talented quarterback, but he has a lot to prove. But he's a Heisman, and he a Heisman winner. Trevor Lawrence won a Heisman too. So you just gonna have your hands full when it's all said and done. You don't know what you're getting until you get them and you see them out there on the field and see what they're capable of doing under pressure, under speed that is equivalent or more than what you've got. You know what I'm saying?
It's different when the D linemen. I think it's different when the D linemen are just as fast as some of the tight ends and wide receivers, and you know what I mean. Like when you got D linemen, like that
running 4.4s,
right?
Like how many quarterbacks we got in the league running 4.4s?
I mean,
but how many D ends do we got running 4.4s? Probably more D ends running 4.4s than quarterbacks, guaranteed. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's a different game, but I think it comes with the organizations that you pick by. I even think it's the colleges that you go to as well. Like when you start to look at it, certain positions and skill players, they come from certain schools mostly all the time. You know what I mean? It's like the NFL scouts are just stuck on those schools.
Right.
So it's like, so I'm always like, why would you go to any other school if you great? If you go, if they watching over here and they ain't watching over there, why even go over there? Right. I don't even understand that, right?
Right.
I don't even understand. Like, I don't understand the choice. Like if you know, like Alabama, right? If you know every eye is on Alabama, why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not go to Alabama?
Some of that is time, so they don't miss the window. But what if y'all had sons right now able to go to college? What college would you be trying to push them to?
Almost any one of the teams in the SEC, top 10 teams in the SEC,
right?
Without question.
I mean, pick one. Texas Longhorns would, like. That's just because of a pride thing. I would pick Texas Longhorns.
I'm gonna pick Oklahoma, of course. Me too. That's me.
But
I wouldn't. You say Anthony. You say Ohio State.
Ohio State on a big scale, yeah, something like that, man. Because Ohio State always on TV, man.
But they produce Ohio State more so produces running.
Notre Dame would be my thing, man. Go to Notre Dame because. Scouts, for some reason, they still go scout Notre Dame. Like Notre Dame ain't been nothing in a while. Like, they had a good national championship run, 5 years ago?
Like that.
Somewhere in there. 5 to 7 years ago. But other than that, they ain't really been nothing since like the 1990s or something, right?
Yeah, irrelevant, yeah.
But they still on TV, but they still got an exclusive contract on TV all the time. Right.
But then there's this is the other thing, Trey. Like CC say, when you asking a question, who would we want our sons to go to? It also depends on what position our sons are playing.
True that.
Because certain schools produce better position players.
Right. Like I'm really not going to Alabama to be a quarterback, right? They've had a couple of lately. Jalen Hurts went there for a minute. He I guess he don't count because he ended up at Oklahoma. But Tua, who took over for Jalen Hurts and clowned in the national championship game. Tua was good like that. But typically before those two, you can't really name. And then Bryce Young coming after him, those three, you can't really name the Alabama quarterbacks all that much, right? But
wide receivers though.
Wide receivers
though is a totally different story.
Yep.
So again, when it comes to me, like for me, it depending on what my son what position he played would determine on what school I would send him to, or would want him to go to. Because certain schools, like I said, produce better position players at certain universities.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State, I think they're more of a running back type university. You know what I'm saying? They got some running backs that they come over there that do some things. When it comes
I get what you say because they had in Olave and Jigba, Harrison. So Ohio State has been of late wide receiver in a sense.
In a way, recently, but then don't forget they've had Ezekiel. They had what's the other dude? The one before Zeke came out. what's his name? I can see him, but I can't call his name. They've had some, but you're right. Recently, they've done wide receiver.
Recently, it's been more like wide receiver, and sometimes they quarterbacks go like Ohio State quarterback can get hot, and then they moving early.
Oh yeah, you're right. But they don't last like so.
Yeah, they don't do nothing in the pros, but they get drafted.
CJ Stroud is probably going to be the I don't know because think about it, they had a bunch in which they had that have been through there and haven't amounted to anything prior.
Right.
Like none of their quarterback, they was good quarterbacks when they was in the system initially, but out the system has been trash. But that could also come from who was that? Urban Meyer. That was Meyer originally, right?
Yeah.
So that could be the difference as too. CJ Stroud, I think, is the first. No, Justin Field. Well, Justin Field was Urban Meyer's kid. CJ Stroud was Day's kid. So we're going to see it might be different. It might have just been because of the coaches.
So let me ask you this: do you think, coming from Ohio State, do y'all think that Stroud gonna buck the trend now? You think he's an anomaly, or you know what I'm saying, or you think it's gonna happen all the time? You think he just, you know what I'm saying, he gonna be the first to buck the trend for Ohio State in the quarterback?
For Ryan Day,
I think this is for Ryan Day. We have CJ Stroud is the first thing we get to see from the Ryan Day era to say, okay,
that's one of his. Yeah. That's one of
they recruit under Ryan Day's tutelage and his recruiting and their development. Is CJ Stroud going to be, like you said, the first one to buck the system when you talk about pro quarterbacks from Ohio State? Because, like we were just saying, Justin Burrow was there, but he left and went to LSU in 1 year, did damage, walked off with a national championship, a Heisman Trophy, and a top record.
But like Anthony said, he did damage because LSU produces what? Wide receivers.
Yep, they do.
They produce wide receivers. LSU,
especially,
that's what they do. They produce
the last 5 years. The wide receivers have been ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
That part, bro, coming out of LSU.
Just the receiving room, period, right? Like, even if you throw the tight ends and stuff, man, you got to think.
Yeah.
You know who I was disappointed in that I thought was pretty good in college, but didn't do nothing in the pros. I haven't even heard. Randy Moss' son. What was his name? Thaddeus Moss, man. He was all right at LSU.
Right.
But in the pros.
Yeah, we ain't heard him. And then for me, if my son is a quarterback, of course I'm sending him to OU.
Oh,
really?
Who else is doing more with quarterbacks? And I'll wait. Okay.
Well, that guy's gone, right? That guy left. That guy is at USC now.
I got you. But 3 of the quarterbacks out of Oklahoma are starters right now in the NFL.
Yeah, but they was under they wasn't under Venables though.
That was a different coaching regime though. Like, this is different. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
But I get that because of Brent Venables. He's only
if you think about it,
season, but I'm talking about even before Brent Venables.
It was Lincoln Riley. And before Lincoln Riley, it was Stoops, right?
Right. And he was producing what? Quarterbacks?
Yeah, he was
I feel what you're saying. Keeping with tradition with OU.
Yeah, but that's like he's saying,
a coach that could mentor quarterbacks well and put.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same program, like you said. It's different. Like you said, Venables is what his critique is. I mean, his subject matter expert in defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know if that would be. I don't know who we could say right now quarterback. Like, who is quarterback you right now? It might be Ohio State. I don't know. It remains to be seen because it's a whole. Everyone has a new regime. So
like quarterbacks, they coming out of everywhere now because now that you're starting to look for the most dynamic quarterback and you're looking for somebody sharp and smart, you want somebody that can see. You want the pro game. You want somebody that can call those audibles and the audibles not make you look bad, right? as a head coach, like. I actually that's one of my audibles. Like, you want somebody that can put people in position to shine. And I think sometimes I think sometimes we've always taken it for granted, like it's easy, but it's really not easy, right? It's
Right.
like probably the easier it gets on the college level is probably playing for Army or Navy, where you just handing the ball off 40 times. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
That's all they do. That's it.
I mean,
They don't
you just
Yeah, but
nothing else.
in some cases, people can't stop it. That's the funniest, the trip thing about it.
Even
Like,
if you can't stop it, they still gonna run that play. They do not. They don't believe in nothing else, bro. They don't nothing else.
nothing else.
Nothing
We
else.
just gonna
bro.
run the ball.
But we're gonna run the ball. If you stop it, oh well, we're gonna keep running until you can't stop it. They don't believe in running nothing else, bro. That's just how they are over there, in my opinion. That Army, bro, that's the most boring game because you ain't finna see no high flying, no nothing,
No, nothing.
nothing, bro. Just a bunch of running.
it's like what's funny is all three of them running.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
thing. They all do the same thing.
All
That's
three
like
of them options.
Even the Air Force don't throw it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like the SOP for college football. If you're in the armed forces, you run the ball. SOP.
Well, you know what I think it is because honestly, it's misdirection. Like everyone thinks misdirection. So if you have someone that's effective at it, I guess you can sit up and utilize it to your strength. But like you said, once it gets stopped, it's one or two things going to happen. Either you're going to be able to roll, keep it rolling, or you're going to get stuck and you're going to have to figure something else out.
Yeah.
Not these modern times, man. Let's play it out. They got to come with something. I mean, I'm not mad with keeping with tradition, but I think some traditions it's time to
fade out. Yeah, they fade out, bro. It's time to let that shit go. At some point, you got to be like, all right, look.
That's like y'all might get mad at, but I'm not a turkey for every Thanksgiving guy. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to eat turkey every Thanksgiving no more.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I've
I'm
done that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't have to have turkey every
But
day.
you know what? I mean, of course, y'all say that. It's a little different for me because I have a particular. I don't eat certain things, so I'm not going to. So that I become limited. If you know, what I'm saying with certain things off my plate, off my menu, I become limited. Like I'm not.
That's right. So
turkey
is alright with you.
Yeah, I have. You know, what I'm saying I have to take a look at that. But you know what? You know, say true story, right? I was in you know what? Kids are cruel. Kids are so cruel. Kids are savages. Like I sit up and when I was a kid, right, we had for Thanksgiving, my sister's father decided instead of he's from Texas, you know what I'm saying? We live in Compton, but he's from Texas. And he decided for Thanksgiving, instead of doing turkey, he wanted ribs. When I went back to school and was talking about we had ribs for Thanksgiving, them kids drugged me. They was like, "Oh, y'all poor, y'all can't afford a turkey." And I say like, "Oh, kind of stuff."
It don't even mean that. It just means we didn't want turkey for this.
So it's like, you know what I'm saying, but you know what I'm saying. So it's stuff like that. But I mean, I guess it could be different thing, prime rib, or you know what I'm saying, or something like that, steak.
Man,
I mean,
one year. Everybody made their own homemade pizzas.
Kind of like a potluck joint.
No, everybody made their own homemade pizzas. Like,
okay.
Out of all the ingredients that we had, you had to make your best personal pizza. I mean, I thought that was fly. You know, like not only that, but it also teaches the kids, hey, you know, it teaches them a little skills in the kitchen already. So I thought that was pretty dope. You know?
And I was getting ready to say that because of my former profession, becoming a culinary specialist. I was like, I could care less. I could say, okay, I could cook it myself. It wasn't a problem. I remember for Thanksgiving, right? We had a Cajun style Louisiana, because you know, as a food service, as a culinary specialist in the Army, that's like the Super Bowl for 92 golfs or 92 get downs, as we say. So that's like a Super Bowl in which, you know, saying culinary skills is on display, all that type of stuff going on, right? So, you know, saying in this instance, our DFAC manager decided, you know, saying it was just after Hurricane Katrina and all that type of stuff. So she decided, hey, we're going to do a New Orleans style Thanksgiving where it was HFA, it was HFA, lobster tails, all kind of stuff was going on. And with that being said, that got us we end up winning best mess for Thanksgiving for decoration. Like it was a queen suite. It was going like that. So it's just like you said, different things for different strokes for different folks when it comes out to it. But you know, what I'm saying, but some stuff is traditional, and which they stick to the tradition. And when you look at it for, like we was just saying, for certain colleges, like even Georgia Tech is another one. But Georgia Tech they came because they didn't run the triple option. Might have been why they got their dub against Florida State, because they probably thought, hey, they're gonna come out and run the triple option. We're gonna stop that. And they had a whole different, I don't even remember. It was like a balanced attack.
Mm.
Yeah. North Dakota State scored again. Yeah, this finna be. It looks like it's finna be a. This look like it's finna be a battle between.
It's just gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a boat race. It's gonna be a boat race to the finish,
bro. No, they just scored again. 17-14 now. Second quarter. 12 minutes left until halftime.
Who do y'all think is winning the conferences? The four conferences in the Big Five. Who's gonna get the boat? Who's gonna get the what's called the buys in the CFP? In your opinion?
Well, I think Georgia coming back with a vengeance. So I'm taking Georgia out of the SEC. It's going to be a hard fought one, but Georgia. I think I'm going to take Big Ten. Ooh, man.
Yeah.
I know Michigan want to return as champions, but I'm going Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Ohio State. That's the safe bet. Ohio State is the safe bet. With the newcomers coming in, I don't see them winning the division right off. I mean, that'll be impressive. They win the conference right off the rip, right? Oregon or USC or something like that. Like right off, I don't see that happening. So, who else we got? Big 12,
the Big 12, ACC,
the Big 12 and ACC.
The Big 12. I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say Utah gonna take that. I'm taking Utah.
Yeah.
Bishop talked me into it. I'm taking Utah. I'm taking Utah. And ACC, I'm gonna take Clemson. I'm gonna say they're gonna rise somehow, some way. They're gonna rise this year. Clemson.
Yeah, for me, SEC, I'm gonna take. It's probably gonna be Georgia out of SEC. The Big Ten. You know what? Even though I talked all that, what I talked, I think you know what? I like what CC said earlier, which makes me go for this. I'm going Oregon. Speed is gonna be a factor. I think Oregon is gonna be that team that's gonna come out there and do some. The Big that's what I said. The SEC, the Big 10, Big 12, the Big 12. Golly. Man, the Big 12. I guess you know what? I think out of the Big 12, I'm gonna go TCU.
I'm going to think TCU is going to reemerge?
Reemerge.
Okay.
I think TCU gonna reemerge. And then out of what was it? ACC?
ACC.
Yeah, Clemson. Yeah, I think Clemson coming out the ACC.
So, as of course I mentioned earlier, I'm thinking the ACC is going to be Miami. I'm going with the U. The SEC, I will concur with y'all and go with Georgia. I just think it's going to be different. I don't think Georgia's the only constant thing that's still there. Although I did take a look at someone else, but I think it's going to be Georgia. In the Big Ten, I was split between the ones in which y'all said, of course, that being Oregon or Ohio State, but Day is still there. Ryan Day is still there in Ohio. He brought in a quarterback that has some experience and has played. So I think he's more set as opposed to Dylan Gabriel coming over from because I'm trying to figure out why didn't Dylan Gabriel stay in OU. Like, what made him? You know, what I'm saying, did he think it's sweet over in the Pac in the Big Ten, and so he decided this is the easier route for me?
No,
So
so the word on the street, real quick on that is, I got an inside scoop on that because I got some people out there in Oklahoma who gave me some insight. Is that they weren't going to put Dylan Gabriel back at behind center. They was going to go with the young.
Oh, Rogers. I mean, what's his name?
Arnold, Jackson Arnold.
Arnold, yeah, Arnold.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's why he left and went
So he left.
That's why he left. That's what
Yeah.
that's I got.
And so that's the SEC, the ACC, like I said, Miami, SEC, like I said, being Georgia, Ohio State, and then the Big 12. I think it's going to be Utah. I think Utah is going to go over there and wreck shop. I think Utah is going to go wreck shop.
That's
and then I think Boise State reemerges as the other five, the big conference, the other five.
Boise State.
Yeah,
but they haven't. It's been a minute for Boise State.
Not Blue Turf. Yeah, not Blue Turf. Not Smurffield.
Smurf Turf.
Yep, not Smurffield.
I think they're going to be reemerged because Cincinnati is kind of like down. Isn't going to be as potent. So I think, or didn't UConn do? You know what? Who I'm sleeping on?
Who?
I haven't seen, and we right here. I haven't seen UTSA. I haven't been picking up to see if they're going to be a dominant, if they can get reestablished.
Yeah, I don't even. And what conference did UTSA go to? I don't even know what you.
They're in their regular. I think they're in the AAC or something like that. But they're not in the major. They're not in the Power Four.
But they mostly like top. They top 25, but they be the lower tier of the 25. Like
right.
They always after 15. Like we looking at the top 12 this year, right? The top 12 gonna make some noise, right?
Yeah, it's yeah. So it's going to be the top four, the 4 division champions, the number 1 ranked power other 5, and then the top 6 after that, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think a team like UTSA can sneak in there in that 12?
Only if the only way they're gonna get in is they have to be the top ranked other 5.
Yeah.
Right. But do they that's what I'm saying? Like schedule wise, I gotta see their schedule because are they gonna play somebody that can get them?
We just look at the other day. They play Texas, right? Is that what we see?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but so really? Oh,
yeah,
so that's nice. Oh, they play Texas. Oh, yeah, they not winning that game. Come on.
I don't know. All you gotta do is make them bleed. And
they gonna play real hard. Don't get me wrong, because Texas on Texas, they gonna play real hard.
Yeah.
But Texas got that SEC game.
Oh, you know what? Liberty is another one that everyone's talking about too.
Oh yeah, somebody did put up Liberty last week.
Liberty always pretty decent. They play pretty decent football. They ain't scary enough for me though. Like
me either. That's like they not a team that I would feel like would be a force to be reckoned with, in my opinion.
Like remember a couple of years ago, UCF looked like they could beat some of those. They look like they could go toe to toe with Alabama. Or something. Remember a few years ago, they looked like they could handle it. But
they had Dylan Gabriel in though. Tulane's another one. Tulane is another one. That other, but they're UTSA is in the AAC, the American Conference.
Okay. Well.
So Anthony says if Colorado loses their first game, what would be the story?
It won't get. There can be a story. There is no story.
What can you say?
It is what it is.
I think the story is. You know what the story is going to become? Can Deion hack it? Like, is Deion focused? Is Deion? I mean, is he too distracted? That's going to be the thing. Or what's wrong with Coach Prime? Like,
right.
Do you? So it's funny that you bring that up. Is it? But does Coach Prime continue to take the darts? At what point are we going to start pointing the finger at Shedeur?
You can't. This is why. You can't.
You can't.
You know,
You can't. Like CC. How do you blame Shador? That man ran for his life last season. He ain't had no
Right.
line. No line.
It's up to the coach to put the pieces around me to make this thing work, to help me make this thing
But
work.
that's why 70% of his team left in the transfer portal, because I think they realized like he wasn't, like I said, not that he's a bad coach, he just wasn't the coach for them.
I think it's gonna take, man. It takes some people their whole life long to get it together. Like, this is only his second season, man. Like, I think you got to give him a moment to get his personnel in there for sure. And I ain't just talking players, I'm talking coaching staff. Like, get the right mix of coaches. You brought some over from the HBCU with you, Jackson State with you, but now you realizing that you're gonna need some other coaches, you know what I'm saying, to help you recruit and develop players on this level. So the quicker he get acclimated to those things, I think it's gonna start to work out for Colorado in a little bit, man. I'm not saying Deion gonna instantly be national championship status. I'm saying he gonna at least make them competitive at, you know, I think 4 years, man, they're gonna be competitive. Because 4 years, that's enough time for you to get freshman recruit classes and have juniors and seniors, you know what I'm saying? Like ready by your 4th year.
So how hard do you think the motivator tag is going to hold them, though? I mean, how long do you? That's the thing, is that Deion is a great motivator.
How far hold him? That's what got him all the way where he is. It got him to the Hall of Fame. It got him. You know what I'm saying? It got him.
He's still doing business. That's what got him to the Hall of Fame. I don't know.
But I'm just saying, the motivation. It's got to be some motivation there, man. You know, to do anything great, it's got to be some motivation behind it, right? You know, like we can talk all the greats, but it's a motivation. You know, Tom Brady being picked where he was picked, you know what I'm saying, coming out of college or whatever, it wasn't expected to be anything. That motivated him to make him the GOAT. I mean, Jalen Hurts, you know what I'm saying, getting tossed out of Alabama by Tua, that gave him motivation to go on to do. He said it, right? He said that gave him motivation to go on to be the player that he is right now. Super Bowl runner-ups, stuff like that, man. So I think, you know, Deion gonna do his part, but like I said, he got to get his coaching stuff together. He got to get that staff together. A good mix of top 5 recruiting. You're not recruiting now for HBCU where you can play. You know, you can play the black card in that game. Come on, let's just keep it real.
That part.
Now you got to sell people on something else. You know what I'm saying? You can't just sell them on history. You can't just sell them on, oh, this will be a great thing, and then also a chance at the pros. Now it's like, yo, all eyes on you. You got to make a move.
Agreed. I totally agree.
Where does OU finish in the SEC? Bishop,
We'll make the college playoffs.
Yeah, CFP.
Yeah, we'll make CFP.
What about Texas, CC?
Man, I actually see us somewhere around 5 or 6. I think we're gonna make the dance somewhere around there, 5 or 6. Maybe on the low ends, 8. On the low end, we're gonna get an 8 spot, but we're gonna be in that top 12.
Yeah.
What about USC, Trey?
I think they make the CFP.
You think so?
Yeah. I think
Y'all
ain't shit. Like, if y'all see how y'all look right now, you know what I feel like? Give me my money. Like, y'all just hit me at that. That's what I feel like right now. Like, y'all just said, give me my money. And I said, give me my money.
It was the way he did it. CC said, you think so?
That's what I feel like y'all just hit me with the give me my money. I should have been getting it. It's like crickets. That's exactly what I felt like. So this is what I say, right? Because everyone is big on Penn State, which is another one that everyone's looking at. Oregon, Ohio State, Michigan. Michigan got its own set of problems where they trying to defend and talk about trying to hold on to their without their stuff being vacated. So they got their own problems going on right now. Penn State, I don't think is built like that for the most part. Oregon, I think the jury's still out on them because I just don't know about Dillon Gabriel, not to mention they're under a new coach. And then Ohio State, I think is going to be the creme de la creme in the conference. And I think USC is going to be able to creep up in there and make the noise. All they got to do is be in the top one of the top 6 after that. So I'm not saying they're going to be in the top 6, but I think they're going to be hard to deny. I think they're going to make it hard for them to be denied a spot in the CFP.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. We'll see. What up, y'all?
I
Colorado
don't know about that.
Division II school because they ain't looking good right now. It ain't. They up 20-14. North Dakota State up 20-14 on Colorado right now. Deion got to fix that defense. That defense.
Colorado they gonna eke out a win, and the talk still gonna be how close the game was. But
right, it is.
And should that be a talk like for any team? Should that be a talk when you're a certain division? Should it be just football is football and you just gotta like? Should that be a recent talk?
In my opinion, man. Now all this is saying that is teams that we expect to be teams to dominate in games. These other lower tier teams are getting better.
Exactly.
They tired of getting pushed around. They like, look, Day in Colorado, Craig. We ain't small no more. I am not your little brother. You're not gonna beat up on me no more. And that's what these teams.
Some of us wanted to be on TV too. Our whole lives, right?
Yeah,
Some of us
my mama over here watching too. My brother, my sister, my girl, they all watching. They ain't trying to watch me get tore out the frame. So, I mean, North Carolina State is tied up with West Carolina University. Tied up 14-14, and North Carolina State is ranked 24th. Tied up. Like these teams are they like we're not taking no more of this. Y'all gonna stop dogging us out, acting like we ain't about nothing. We go to school too.
First thing, y'all done paid that money for them to come play you, and then they come in. You done pay them to give you an L at home and drop your ranking, and like you probably lose a recruit. Like that'll be my motivation. Like no, they didn't sit up and they thought we was sweet. They sit up and put us on their schedule. Thought it was sweet.
Now, but to answer your question, though, is it a conversation that needs to be had? Absolutely. Absolutely. When it comes down to it, hey, coach, I need you to come to see me in the office on Monday.
the athletic director.
Oh, yeah, we need to talk. Because there's no way that we should have even been close in this game or we lost this game. We need to talk.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's
man.
True. But sometimes things happen, though. Like
it do. I get it. It do. But as they would say, certain things ain't supposed to happen, CC.
Right. It ain't supposed to happen. But
certain things ain't supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Things happen, but certain things ain't supposed to happen.
In this day and time, you know what I'm waiting to see? You know what we haven't seen yet? Like I know the name, image, and likeness thing is just now, you know, like players can just now get paid. I know it ain't been long for that. Mm-hmm. But before that, we saw better outputs than some of the stuff that we see now. You feel what I'm saying when it comes to dominance, right? Like remember seeing UNLV? Remember UNLV? You knew they was getting paid. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you knew the Rebels was getting paid. So it's like now that they are getting paid, man, I want to see the dominance. Like so you should see that. So
are you saying, CC, that because of the NIL deals, you feel like players? Well, no. Do you feel like players are not playing up to their potential because they're so focused on NIL deals and not focused on the field stuff that they're supposed to be focused on? Because we don't know when it comes to NIL deals, that's putting money in these student athletes' pockets.
I mean, but now you shooting commercials too. Remember that time that you would be spending with your team training? Some of them shooting commercials now. Some of them doing other things now. So it's wide open now. I think that's going to be a shift in the dominance. When we talk dominance, like teams are still going to be more talented. But I'm saying, like, I'm waiting for that one team that's going to put all the talent in one room. Like, remember Steve Fisher, the Fab Five? Like, I'm going to put all the talent in one room. You know what I mean? Like, I think the teams that have the boosters that's able to do it, if somebody go figure it out, to work that. I'm not saying that you should manipulate the transfer portal, but I'm sure some team gonna figure out how to play that to their advantage because they have to, because you're gonna keep losing all your players to the transfer. You never gonna have no coaches ever gonna build a dynasty if all your players keep leaving.
And that's the thing. I think they need to do something with it. I think the transfer portal needs to have some type of limitations to it. In my personal opinion, I feel like like all these damn transfers, that's too much. Like I feel like
how many transfers would you give, Bishop? How many times would you say a student could transfer?
Twice.
Okay, I can feel that twice.
I think the NIL is the reason for leveling some of the NIL is starting to level the playing field for some teams to where I may not be able to get top dollar, because let's just be honest, everyone ain't shooting the commercials because everyone's not getting those type of NILs, but they are getting the NIL, which is like, okay, I can get this here or I can go here and get this. And that's making a difference where they can get something from something, they can get a little something somewhere, and they're going to those institutions. And I think that's what the NIL is doing for the most part, is leveling the playing field.
Look at this, CC.
Yeah,
guess
and the transfer.
CC, guess what? Real quick, y'all hold y'all thought. Guess who at the game in Colorado? Terrell, on the sideline, Terrell Owens.
See?
Terrell Owens. They showing him on the field talking to Travis Hunter before the game. These are the things, like CC said.
I mean, they're doing it like USC. Now, the USC used to do that, and they ain't had no problems.
No.
Used to do what?
They have like all the top celebrities.
They had alum. They didn't have just regular celebrities.
They had Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg ain't graduated from USC.
He's from California, though. We know
He's
that.
one of their biggest fans.
T.O. ain't
graduated from California, but I get what
T.O. ain't
saying.
got no association with Colorado. T.O. has no association with Colorado.
None.
His friend brother there.
Ed Reed has no association with fucking Colorado.
His fat brother's there.
It doesn't matter. No.
They belong to the Hall of Fame fraternity. That's their frat brother. He's a coach.
I'm just saying.
Why you? I'm just saying, bro. Too many distractions. Like CC said, too many damn distractions.
I think it's a distraction, really. I don't know.
Hell yeah. Because
I think that's a problem.
Put more pressure on these kids. You put more pressure when you got people like Snoop Dogg, Terrell Owens, Ice Cube, Lil Wayne. Only person we missing now is Cardi B. If Cardi B go on the sideline now, bro, I'm telling you, bro. Cardi B, anybody from bro, hey, come on, man. Come on. It's
playing Lotto gonna be there the next home game. When you playing, I'm just saying Lotto.
You ain't never lied.
I'm just saying, like,
you ain't never.
I'm not saying that you can't have your fun. I'm just saying that you starting the program up. It's
take care of business. And if I was
like, nobody really saw you doing this at Jackson State. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many of them?
They wasn't visiting him in Jackson State. Get that part. Very well.
Jackson State.
How many didn't come to? They still his frat brothers. Why they ain't come to Jackson State like that? No, you ain't see T.O. out there.
No, it's not.
You ain't see Ed Reed out there.
Just saying, man.
Dog out there. You ain't even see Stephen A. Smith out there. He from an HBCU. He didn't even go out there. Like, come on, man. When it's all said and done, bro, focus. And if I was Deion, I would stop allowing all them fools to come out there, man. Hey, y'all.
He's probably bringing them.
He's not bringing them. He just probably telling them it's okay for them to come. But
yeah, it's okay,
like,
you know.
Yeah, but I would be like, keep your distance because T.O. he's got an on-field pass, so you see it around his neck. So of course Deion let him know. Deion has to give him the authority to get an on-field pass. But I'm not, bro. Y'all can come, but guess what? Y'all gonna be up in the fucking in the
stands.
Yeah, or in the box. You can be in the box. You way away from the kids.
Up there in the stands, you know.
Yeah, you can be in the box.
From up there.
Yeah, you can be in the box, but I don't need you on the sideline being a distraction.
You know, like the classic one to do.
Did the Olympic teams have a problem with the stars being there? They wouldn't take care of business, correct?
That's you cannot compare the two. For one, it's in Paris. Anybody, if I could go to damn Paris, I'm going. If I could have went to Paris for the Olympics, I'm going to see them. I'd have went. But yeah, that's Paris. Come on, you're gonna get, and the Olympics come around every 4 years.
Yeah,
bro.
every 4 years. So
Come
that's
on,
like a whole lot different. Than,
Come on, bro. You can't even compare the two.
I'm just saying, distraction's a distraction, regardless if it's 40, and then even more so when
Who you distracted though?
That's what I was saying. Like, not all these
They're
vets,
just
right?
as much as
You ain't
they're
distracting
yeah,
none of
they're
these
just
vets
right because when you really
who
think
used to
about it,
distractions. You know?
when you are a distraction, how you a distraction if you a distraction? You a superstar just like they are. You ain't no different than them. If you go somewhere in Paris as a USA athlete, guess what? You're a distraction to somebody.
Which, by the way, hats off to the Davidson alum for that, man. That was a good, I ain't seen y'all in a minute. That was a good performance by Steph Curry in that closeout game, man. That was impressive. Now, see, Trey, that showed me right there the difference between Steph Curry, KD, and LeBron. That moment right there was way different. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
I'm not saying them other two didn't want no parts of the ball when it came down to that, but they were so glad that he was knocking those shots down.
Who had the
ball? Because it took a whole lot of pressure off. You know what I'm saying?
Who had
took
the
a whole
ball?
lot of pressure off.
You see, LeBron wasn't trying to shoot that thing. Let me
No.
Let me go give him over here the true pure shooter. Steph.
Oh yeah.
True.
I mean, that was impressive. That was impressive what he did, and it showed you that I know it's his first time going to the Olympics, but it showed you why he's a true champion, and he's you know what I'm saying? Like
he's that
like
dude.
For real, like he working his way into my top. He done worked his way into my top 6. You know what I'm saying?
He's that dude.
He did, like you said, he did what he had to do on the stage. He kind of had to get adequated to the FIFA, the shooting and all that type of stuff. But I mean, he's a shooter. Shooter's gonna shoot. And once he found his range, and that was it.
He shot that thing.
I wasn't a huge fan of the way when he first came about. I was like, man, they taking horrible shots. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of those shots looked horrible because of the game that we knew how it was transitioning. But coming full circle 2024, man, it's something special to watch. We came because the era we came from, they wasn't shooting like the threes like that.
Hell no.
Like if a team shot 12 threes in a game, some teams you was lucky they shot 12. This guy shooting 10 by himself, man. Like
alone. Alone. Yeah. And just know this is probably the last time we're gonna see that in that USA team together.
Oh yeah, they finna be in trouble. 2028 is looking.
Yeah, and none of them gonna be there. Well, not none of them, but like the main was KD won't be there, LeBron won't be there, Steph won't be there, they won't be there.
But Anthony Edwards will be there, so we'll be and Anthony Edwards will be the superstar of the league by then, so we'll be fine.
And hopefully we get Ja Morant back. Hopefully we get Ja back. Hopefully we get Ja Morant. Hopefully
it's gonna be tough.
Shea. Hopefully Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
He plays for Canada, but it's gonna be tough for Team USA.
Gilgeous-Alexander plays.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. That's what I'm saying. Team USA is gonna be tough for them in 2028.
Well, because a lot of the best players are international.
On our own turf too in California. That's gonna be.
But think about this: we're gonna have 3 players from France if somebody starting lineup with it. Real quick, real soon.
If they get it, they got 4 years to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about Wembanyama and them?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. And then it's not to say who's coming down the pipe. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be hella tough when you look at it.
So let me ask y'all that. Like the Olympics, as far as the basketball wise, did you see how close it is, man? Did y'all really see the closeness of the gap?
It ain't the blowouts like it used to be.
Right.
It ain't the blowouts like it used to be.
Right.
60-point blowouts.
Because I honestly wonder had the U.S. not played Sudan, could they have weathered the storm in the actual rounds? Because that Sudan coming out and showing them what they had, South Sudan coming out and showing them what they had in the preliminaries, kind of like put them at a disadvantage because the U.S. knew what to look for. But if it wasn't for that exhibition game, the U.S. might have been in trouble.
But so you saying that them almost being in trouble, You think they need a little bit more time? Well, I know they don't. They're not going to really have the time realistically to prepare. But you think they got to get some way where they can, like, because I don't hear about these. Like the first Dream Team, we heard about these awesome practices. I don't hear about, last awesome practices I was hearing about was like the Kobe practices, right? Like I ain't heard much about the practices in recent years as far as the international play.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think they sharpening each other like they was doing before?
Probably not. They're probably using it during the season. And then of course you gotta think nowadays you have the runs and stuff like that. So some of them end up playing each other or against each other on runs and all that type of stuff. They play in the different leagues with the Zeke week, the Zeke in, what's on the crossover, the Drew League. So they sit up and getting sharpening each other or playing in those leagues and stuff like that. So I think it's a different time to where they could potentially be making it. But as like you said, as far as getting together, and plus you never know who's going to be Team USA. Like that's just it as well. You never know. Like everyone would have thought Jaylen Brown should have been on that squad, but now you look at it.
He should have been.
Man, how was Derek White on that squad and Jaylen Brown? How was Derek White on that squad and Jaylen Brown?
He should have been on there before Derek White.
They needed a point guard. They drafted him by position. What was going to be best for the team? And Derek White was a point guard.
Stop it, Trey.
Derek White is a point guard, and what's his name is a.
And then Jason Tatum didn't hardly play. Come on, man, stop it. I think it's.
Need him.
Huh?
When they came out, they didn't need him. His skills are like the games dictated, and he wasn't needed for his games.
Now they didn't need him, but at the same time, you don't know the outcome of some of those games that could have potentially been blowouts if he played.
Derek White got more playing time than Jason Tatum did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so you think it's like some politics there? Maybe Tatum didn't want to play that much or something, and Kerr had the vibe that he didn't want to play or something. I mean, I'm just saying, man, it's got to be because no way, you gonna tell me Derek White is more of a talent and more of a baller than Jason Tatum.
I don't think Derek White was. I think it's just Derek White was a point guard, and they needed point guard play, and they needed him like as a semi shooter.
They definitely need
because it's like when you look at it, it's like that was almost 5 players from Boston that made the Team USA. They already had Drew Holiday, but we knew specifically why he was there for the most part. They had they ended up bringing in Derek White. They had Jason Tatum, and then if they would have brought in I guess if Jason Tatum, if Derek White, if Jaylen Brown would have came, Derek White wouldn't have been there. But I mean, we all know that Jaylen Brown is the better of the players on Boston, but his skill set wasn't needed. It was Jason Tatum's.
But I think I think you're right about the perimeter defense. Like, because what I saw was the skilled players on the perimeter, man. Woo! Like the skilled players from France, even on the perimeter, tough to guard. What was that young man's name? I can't even remember his name, but it was a young man that was balling for France.
It
was a young lady that was balling. It was a young lady that was balling from France. I was like, why is she not in the WNBA?
She is now. She played for the Storm. The Storm.
Yeah, it was like, why is she not in the WNBA, man? Like,
she was before. She was in the WNBA at one point, and then she left as a youngin, and then she competed in I think it was the high jump or something like that in the Olympics, and she didn't, and that kind of like throttled her career. And then she's played overseas, but now her Williams, her overseas play now has got her. She got signed by the Seattle Storm.
So what do you make of that? That post right there, man. When I forgot about that when Angel and Clark, the rookies led team beat the Team USA, the women team.
Oh yeah.
Like was that really a big deal? Like
no,
the Dream Team lost to Grant Hill, didn't they? Like didn't they lose to them in a scrimmage?
Yes,
like,
it did. We don't know it, but yeah, that's what the word is. They got scrubbed up. So with the women's one, I don't think it was a surprise. I don't think it was even a big deal, only based on the fact of should have
been on your team. I'm just.
Yes, they beat an all-star, but they was an all-star team too, and it wasn't like Clayton Clark put on the show, Reese put on the show. But what's her name did as well. The one who did from Dallas, who said she didn't want to play for the women's team. It was Agumuke. She should have put up. She did damage as well. So it was a bunch of them. So that just goes to show, like, there's a lot of talent in the WNBA, and there's more talent to come. Like they said, like in 2028, you're gonna have Becker's there. You're gonna have Juju there. You're still gonna have Caitlin. You're gonna have a developed Caitlin of Reese, Boston. Like they're gonna have a squad. Like presumably, Team USA probably continue to roll. I just think it's gonna be a harder battle for the men's Team USA.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely gonna be hard.
It was on the ropes.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be hard.
I think everybody. I think that now that everybody's catching up, and then you start to see more international players, even in college. Like, so the development is getting close. And
then they come over to the States and they continue to develop. Yeah. And from that, so it's like it's the best of both worlds for them.
I just always feel like certain things, like being in the USA, you're spoiled too. We should not lose in basketball. I mean, I'm sorry, we should not lose in basketball. I repeat that again. In world competition, we should never. You know, if I'm just saying, if we got to go put a team together, part college, part pro, we should put the best team, right? And I think all pros, I don't think all pros are necessarily the best teams anymore.
Correct. That's good thing you say that, because that's the same thing with flag football.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when you was just saying that, I just thought about USA probably would have been in trouble had Team USA would have been in trouble had Joel Embiid not decided to play for the United States as opposed to going to a country.
Right.
Like, I don't know who they would have replaced him with. So, I mean, it's definitely some growing and stuff to do for the most part. So, it's going to see how it's going to end up playing out.
North Carolina and Minnesota.
So at this point, we've been tapped in for 2 hours covering a bunch of everything, but predominantly college or whatever case like that. But maybe this might be something we might do all for college throughout the year. Of course, NFL is getting ready to start off in a couple of weeks, in a week and a half. So saying maybe that might have different preview shows and stuff like that going forward. I don't know, CC, if what your schedule is going to say. I don't even know what my schedule is going to say. I don't know till I still got 2 weeks before I find out what my true schedule is. So it's probably going to be up and saying tap in or whatever case like that. CC, I greatly appreciate you tapping in. Always great to have your insight. What you got? Anything you got going on media wise?
Oh yeah, great show. Die Hard Fan coming back soon, man. I want to start this coming Wednesday, but it'll probably be the following Wednesday. As I'll be traveling this week a lot for work, so it'll be hard to get that show in Wednesday. But Die Hard Fan coming back Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central. Oh, and another plug before we get out of here. Trey, I wanted to ask you on his the 29th. What's up? Texans versus Jaguars. We in the building.
I got to
working.
That's why I don't know. I gotta see, but I might pull up down there in H-Town to check that out, to see maybe some of those players will be on my fantasy football team, so I'll be able to get some of the good juju. But I have to see. I start work in, like I said, a week and a half. So at least by that time, I should know what my schedule is. So I'll be able to see what's up.
Okay, let me know, because I already got the tickets, baby. I'm on vacation that week, so I'm already stoked for it. I'm already so excited for it.
No problem. So, of course, like I said, we never know when we're going to pop up. Just check, like I said, press your notification. So that way, when we sit up and go live, you get the ding. You pull up with y'all. Appreciate y'all checking in this morning. Today, I'm sorry, I'm in my morning mode. Checking in today. I don't know. I might do a show tomorrow. I don't know. To talk about some of the stuff that's going on. But of course, definitely when the NFL pop off, we should be on. So we'll talk that. But greatly appreciate y'all checking out. Remember, I said it here first. Colorado is getting upset tonight. I said it, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go in, check it out. So I'm probably definitely gonna be on tomorrow if they get upset to talk about it or one way or another.
Game ain't over yet.
Never know. Appreciate y'all checking in with us. We'll holler at y'all. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your evening.